The hospital facility is better than UK.
So you think it's safer to be in the UK than in India for you? In today's video, I'm going to be asking Indian living in the UK what it's like being Indian in the UK. What are the differences? How they feel about being Indian here? Don't forget to subscribe because it helps me a lot to keep on going with those videos. And also on my Instagram, I'm sharing my daily life in Sheffield, so you can check that out too. Alright guys, let's do it. Where are you from in India? Which city?
It's a small town called Karur in Tamil Nadu, the southern part of India.
So basically, like the main topic of today is what it's like, being Indian in the UK. Like, how do you feel about, being Indian here?
Before coming here, I had a lot of an idea of UK in my mind, which was probably projected by all the media that I saw and the people that I know from the UK. But after coming here, it was pretty much, let's say, 50-50 of what I thought it was.
So what was your expectation basically before coming here?
My expectation was like UK being one of the most developed countries. Like everything would be perfect and like maybe I might not fit in very easily because I'm used to a certain way of life in India and I might not get the same here. Every place has its own ups and downs. Not as difficult to get used to the life here than I was in India. If I see it in my own perspective instead of looking over things like I'm missing my family and things like that. It has standards here and it was very easy for a new person to adopt to things here. And especially Sheffield, it has a lot of Indians as well, so to get things that are Indian and to feel like home is also very easy. People here are also pretty nice, to be honest. I didn't face anything really bad.
What are the differences between India and the UK?
The weather was a complete opposite. One of the main differences was when I get out of my room in India, I would just get dressed up, take my bag, leave. But to come to the UK, you have to be very protected. Take your jackets and, plan for everything about the weather. Your phone is so important here. In India, sometimes we used to just leave our phones in the room and then get out. But here, it's very necessary, even for payments or to contact somebody, for everything else.
In India, you don't need your phone. Basically, you can just go out and enjoy.
Unless you're going far distances from somewhere, you can just leave your phone in the room and you don't have to be very particular about it. But here, for everything, starting from payments or looking for places, for everything you need your phone. So that was one thing that I thought it was very important.
What are the differences, for example, between Indian people and British people? What are the differences, between them?
British people are very particular about the space that they give even a stranger. Indian people are very much it's a society which is not an individual person society like it is in the Western countries, It's very much like a family and your friends or your family friends and the community is very, very close-knit. In here, it's like a very independent society. It's not like people don't care here, but they give you enough space and privacy. Even if you are meeting them, there's no pressure of committing to things. Take your time and think about things. What you want, what you really want and what will be good for you. They let you find it out on your own. In India, it is not like that. And it's, the societal pressure from the family and friends is more in terms of marriage, if you ask me.
From Kerala, part of India.
What it's like, being Indian in the UK?
Feel Sheffield is okay. Feel I'm safe here.
So you think it's safer to be in the UK than in India for you?
Yeah, of course. I feel like that, yeah. I mean, if I'm taking the case of India and if I'm taking the case of Sheffield, I tell, of course, it's safer here than India. Of course, because in India, if you are taking the situation of India, not even Kerala, but whole India itself, after 2-3 o'clock, girls won't be going out or they won't be safe. But here, it's not like that. If it's 1 or 2 or if it's 4 o'clock itself, people will be there, people will be walking around. So we'll feel safe. We can walk around, no issues will be there. But in case of India, it's not like that. It's really difficult to walk in India as a girl. Not as a girl, but as a boy also, it's a little bit difficult.
Maybe can you point out maybe few differences between the people in the UK and the people in India?
Main difference I felt is that people in India, they will be help helping each other. Person is not knowing each other, but that person will be helping. But in UK, I'm not telling that they are not helping, but in the case if you are staying in one home, the person who is staying near to our room won't be knowing who is that or where they are staying or nothing else will be knowing. But in India, it's not like that. Where we are staying, maybe in that, if it's flat, the whole flat will be knowing us or will be contacting, will be like that. But here it's entirely different, that we won't be knowing anyone who is staying or who is that. Mingling won't be there. Little bit difficult, because if we want some help or something in emergency, we can't contact someone because we don't know who is staying near or we don't know who is there. So, but in case of India, it's not like that. Okay, we can call someone nearby or someone, they will be okay, easily accessible. But here it's not like that. They don't care who is there, who is there. Everyone is their things only, not thinking of others.
Do you think it's a bit scary for you, not knowing anyone and,
Not scary, but at least we should know who is staying near to us at least.
Do you have like any advice, for people wanting to come to UK?
We have to explore everything because it's one life. If you're studying in one place and after that graduation or doing the masters, we are getting married, and after that children, and will be close in one place. It's not that life. We have to explore everything.
So can you introduce yourself? What's your background, what's your name, and where are you from?
I'm from India. I'm from Lucknow. It's a part of Uttar Pradesh, and I'm working in HSBC in one of the IT projects. I'm the delivery manager for one of the good projects in UK. I would say I'm very lucky that I'm in a land of British, and I love it, I would say.
What it's like being Indian in the UK?
So I would suggest to all the Indian people that whenever we're coming, just carry some cash, because you need to keep in your mind that it's not free in each and every ATM, because if people will come, they're just gonna withdraw the money from their card whenever they are getting any card from their company. It's gonna charge some pound extra, right? Don't go for an argument. If someone is saying something, you need to respect, you need to understand what they're saying. The policy, the rules and regulation and the government terms, norms are different, but if you're in a different country, you need to give time to understand their rules and regulation first. Don't go for an argument, what I suggest to each and every Indian.
And like, for example, between the UK and India, what's the difference?
It's totally different, I would say. In India, we are going with parents, we are going with grandfathers and mothers. I have 2 kids, right? And they're growing. I'm not there. And they're supporting, they're helping, they're just exchanging the culture and giving all the supports so that they can grow up with the good education, good culture, good background. They will understand the importance of the humanity, which they will get it from grandparents. They will get it, which we cannot. The hospital facility is better than UK. There are more than 1 lakh or 2 lakhs hospitals you'll find in each and every state. In the time of an emergency, if you're gonna visit to any one of the hospital, they're gonna get in within a second. But my experience in UK is not that much good, because my daughter was not well. We went there and waited for, I think, 4 or 5 hours. We were waiting over there. The alcohol, there people don't like to booze or don't like to drink that much in India. It's not part of the culture. Because of that, there are multiple reasons, right? Here people are drinking. There is a reason behind it. There is a genuine reason, because it's cold reason, and if they're not gonna drink, definitely they're gonna face difficulty. So that's a good part. But in India, we don't like to drink that much. We don't have concept called Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing like that. Whenever we get free, we're gonna enjoy. We will try to enjoy with our family members only. We are trying to avoid alcohol that much compared to UK.
Do you think you will stay in the UK for like a long time, or do you think you will come back like to India?
I love to stay in UK because of this nice weather. And everything is good. You have a personal life and nobody's going to disturb you, because if my friend wants to meet me, they're going to call me to come here to meet me in UK. In India, they can just knock the door and come to my home. So sometimes it happens and we feel offended, because here everything is systematic. There is no discrimination between you, like junior or senior, right? That's a good part. And whenever you're meeting with your younger one, you're gonna treat him like friend. That's a good part, right? You are giving space to that person or kid to explain herself or himself, right? In India, that's missing. That thing is missing. Still, we are trying to make that boundary between junior and senior. But it's good here that everyone is respect everyone's, and they're respecting the job. If someone is just cleaning road, they are not deserved to be respect. Here, the discrimination is not there, not that much. I feel.